Enjoy this episode of Low Moon Palace Pages.
Okay, this is Palace Pages. You're on recording for the podcast. It is, April 19th, 2026.
Yes.
This would be our second time playing this month, but it's actually only our first time playing this month, because 2 weeks ago was Resurrection Sunday, and we did lots of cool Easter resurrection type stuff.
Yeah.
So that kept us pretty busy. So we didn't record 2 weeks ago, but we're recording today. First of all, our devotional. Devotional today is it's pretty short. It's based on Nehemiah 8:3. It says, "He read it before the square, which was in front of the water gate, from early morning until midday, in the presence of men and women, those who could understand, and all the people were attentive to the book of the law." The people wanted to know what was written in the book of the law. The book held valuable information, and they wanted to be able to understand what was written. They came and they listened attentively. They were grateful. There probably weren't any chairs. Maybe there wasn't any shade, but they stood and they listened to the reading of the book for the better part of the day. Here's a model we can follow. We should want to know what God's Word says. Pretty much all of us can read, and we all have access to a Bible, but what we seem to have lost, attention span, and a desire to know what it says. Palace Pages. 4/1926. Done. Once last we left the Palace Pages, they were staying in a tavern in a small town, kind of an inn more than a tavern. They do have rooms, and they have a limited number of rooms, and then they have the ability to stay in the common room. And the party was staying split between the rooms and the common room. So it's the three of you and also one companion, lady in waiting, right? And her name is?
I don't know. I can't remember.
What's her name? The lady in waiting. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Taylor?
Is it
Taylor? Started really nice.
No. Is it?
Serene?
I think so. Serene?
I think it's Serene.
Okay, anyway. And you and her stayed in the room together, right? You do not have the boy, obviously. He stayed with Selena's mom, who's apparently been contracted, I guess you could say, to raise him for the princess at the estate in the kind of on the wilderness edge of New Hampshire and so on. Anyway, last night before bed, Dan had a bit of a conversation with a merchant, a healer. I don't know if you met the warrior. I can't remember if you met him, but
yeah,
anyway.
because he came to find me.
Okay, and they were 3 in number total. Hadrick Vel, called for short Vel, who was a merchant, and he looks the part of a merchant. He wears a merchant's tunic. He does have a cloak with a hood. He's short cropped beard and mustache. He's older, probably in his late 50s. He has a ledger, and he has a map fragment, which is a treasure map. It's supposed to lead to an unguarded treasure in the hills to the south. Now, you know that is the direction that the hobgoblins have been coming from, so there's that. Vel speaks with a measured voice. His conversation was short, like he always kept his words kind of short, didn't say any really long, prolonged sentences, anything like that. And he was very interested in getting to possibly where the treasure might be hidden. He knows that what he has is actually a fragment of the overall map, but he's pretty sure that it's enough to find at least the area, if not where the treasure actually is. Alwyn Marr was the healer's name. She is a healer, specifically a healer, not a cleric per se, but a healer. And she does get some magical healing as part of her class. She's soft-spoken but firm. She's a pretty blonde-haired woman, probably in her mid-20s. She seems a little frail, like not really a combatant type. And then there's Garen Vex, and he is a warrior. Kind of classic long sword. He has a notched long sword, and he has throwing knives. He has a battered shield. He has some old Low Moon military insignia on his shield. May or may not have been his. Okay. And Garen has a second portion of the map that he actually owns. And so putting that together with Vel's portion, you get a pretty good idea of where it's probably at. Okay. So there is a third portion that is missing that that no one has, but it may not be needed, they think. Okay. So they were looking to pay the party to go with them to go south to try to find the treasure, and plus you would get a fair share of the treasure. Okay. They have not given you any details about what the map says, other than that it is to the south in a box canyon into the mountains, and yes, it is in the direction of the hobgoblins. So it could be trouble. The hobgoblins
Do they
are
know
orcs.
that?
I'm sorry, they're orcs, not hobgoblins. The orcs are not as tough as
Do you
hobgoblins.
think they know that?
Yes, he mentioned that he was aware.
Okay.
Okay.
I want to make sure.
All right. So the night goes uneventfully. Everyone gets a good night's sleep, even though you're sitting on the floor, for example. It gets cool in the middle of the night. In the end, the fire burns down. After you really start noticing it get cool, they come out, add some kindling and stuff, and get it going pretty good, and then it gets warm again. So it's really only about a half an hour in the middle of the night where you really notice it started to get cool. And after they restoke the fireplace, about an hour later, the innkeep is up and he's making breakfast and preparing for the breakfast crowd. Okay. In the morning, Mara comes. I think her name's Mara. Did you say Mara? I'm sorry. Elwyn comes around and visits the two of you. You both said you were still somewhat significantly wounded. What is he at?
So he's not significantly wounded.
He's down 1 point. Okay.
I'm down 3.
You're down 3? Okay,
Yeah.
so you would get those 3 overnight. She tended your wounds and then you heal them back overnight.
I'm just.
Oh, so I'm full health
So
now?
you're at full health.
I'm
Yep.
down 2.
Alright. After the 3, you're down 2. Okay. So she will give you a cure light wounds. And now you're full. Okay.
So this goes away now.
Yep.
Bye-bye.
Okay. So you feel remarkably better.
Back out. Yes.
Quite a few people come and go. There's a dozen or so different characters. They're local farmers. The smith and his sons. He has two big, muscular teenage sons that come in with him for breakfast. The place is full of wonderful smells of sizzling meat and spices. And I mean, you just kind of feel generally chipper. The mood is good. The morale is good. They begin to do some business, bartering for stuff out front. There is no marketplace here. It's too small. Okay. Remember, you have horses.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to tough it out, I guess. Why would it not be in there? Where else would it be?
Where's your chest?
Is it in there?
Probably.
Huh? That's one nice thing about the chest.
I want one of these. I don't know why, but I want one.
Well, they're kind of cool. Nothing wrong with one.
How much are they?
A couple bucks, $3. Something like that.
I need to use it for your allowance. Still have a couple of them.
I still have a couple of dollars.
They came from online, I think. Amazon.
Then a lot of guys from this time.
We'll put a bucket in your ear and we'll probably wind up with some. Okay. Anyway, so after a hearty breakfast, does anybody not eat
Not
good
gonna eat.
hearty food, meat, eggs,
I'm eating.
bread?
I'm definitely eating.
The breakfast comes with your room,
I'm
No
only
additional
at
cost.
19 out of 21 hit points at the moment.
so you'd be at full then because you got 3 overnight for sleeping. You're at full as well. Okay. So by the time breakfast is kind of winding down and they're trading on the front porch of the inn and people have come and gone and that kind of thing,
That's how you get stuff. You have to drink.
you are then approached again. So she comes around and checks wounds and removes bandages, which you pretty much don't need now because you're pretty fully healed up.
I already removed. Look at my pencil, Daddy.
As she speaks with you, you notice that Vel is watching. He's not participating in the conversation, but he is in the inn room and he's watching her talk to you. And she says, leaving in about an hour. Anything else we need to take care of before we go? Okay. We'll meet out front with horses in an hour?
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
And then she goes to the table where he is at. You see that they take the 2 scraps of the treasure map out. Apparently she has the warrior's piece. And they lay them on the table and they're like looking at it, sort of comparing it to a local map and trying to figure out if they know where,
Hey, Grandma.
exactly where they're going. Yes.
Do you think somebody would at least buy or sell the extra crossbow I have?
Dad?
So they're buying and selling stuff on the porch of the inn and the yard out front, so you could just take it outside and offer to sell it.
Can I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I go?
Then I might as well
you?
do that, because I don't need 2.
Yeah, it's not convenient to carry 2 crossbows, even if one's on your horse. It's very inconvenient.
Can I go?
I mean,
And
you can follow me
actually-
outside.
Probably,
I follow.
if you're selling stuff
I
like
just
that,
follow
you should
him
probably
outside.
split the money with your party anyway,
I do.
unless you're going to be greedy about it,
Ooh.
since they helped you beat the creatures.
Well, the 2 crossbows, one I won from, one I got from the one guy, my trainer. He gave that to
Let's see.
me.
Do I have
So I'm keeping that one and just selling the other one that I already had before that. And maybe
Is it
somebody
actually
could
rats?
let me buy a short sword if I can find somebody trading and selling one of them. Just on the
I have
first.
2, yes,
I have 2 of nothing.
3 pots of ink that I can trade.
A lot of people might actually take for that. They're like people need ink.
Yeah, probably ink is probably hard to come by out here, so you get a decent trade price for it.
Yeah, I kind of want to do that. I have ink, 3 pots, so I can. And then I also have 2 daggers.
I have one of those actually.
I have my marble
Decide if
one.
there's stuff that you don't want to take with you. Mind you, she also said bring anything with you that you think you'll need. So if there's stuff that you don't have, like rope, for example, if you don't have rope, or
I know me and her have rope.
rations if you don't have
I
rations.
I want to trade
I
my.
don't think I
I
have.
want to trade one of my pots of ink, not all of them, just one of my pots of ink, because then I'll still have 2.
I don't
And then
think
I
have-
want to trade one of my daggers.
I want to go trade something, honestly.
Okay.
What kind of weapons do you have, dude?
I have a short sword, dagger, and a light crossbow.
How well is your dagger?
I have never used it, I don't think.
Okay. So the
I don't think I've ever used it.
a local will buy the crossbow for 5 gold if you want to sell.
Yeah, awesome.
I want to sell.
Ink.
I want to
Shit,
sell.
wait for your turn, Suda.
You don't really got anything to sell, dude.
Crossbow.
Really? Your only crossbow.
You can't sell your own crossbow.
If you sell your
You have to
crossbow,
take
then
what you
you won't be able to shoot anybody with it.
You were doing very well with that crossbow when you were fighting the orcs.
Is there something I can sell?
You don't need to sell
You
it.
need to take stuff off dead bodies. That's how you make money. Do we pull pouches from the orcs? Did you guys?
You only sell if it's. We're not selling to get money. We're selling so that we don't have to carry stuff that we don't need with us.
Yeah, you pulled a few pouches. You just said we didn't really disperse the money out yet.
Okay, so we'll do that in a second.
Can we just?
Okay, so the ink will sell for 3 silver pieces if you want to sell it.
You can buy gold. She could
So in the city, you could buy it, the same pot of ink, for probably about 5 or 6 copper.
Grandpa,
So it's a pretty sizable profit. But whether you'd always be able to sell it
Do
or
I
not.
have, any metals on me, perhaps?
Alright, I'll take the sale.
Nothing more.
I'll take the sale, Dad.
Your backpack is pretty much empty.
So let me.
Because I have a metal. I can craft your legs.
It's gonna take a while to craft blades.
2 pots of ink now. 2 pots of ink.
See, all your backpack is what you have right now. You don't really have any extra.
So I don't have anything else.
Whatever you have, you have. So, whatever's on the picture. If you want more stuff, you gotta buy it. If something
I
that's not
got
on there,
pink
you can
ribbon.
use.
You're running out of costumes.
Why do I have?
Are you dividing these out in some way, or are you just keeping them?
I'll take it for now. I'll figure out. Can I ask around?
Are we dividing out the pouches that came from the orcs?
Yes.
Yes.
Everybody gets a fair share. Okay.
Yes. Could I ask around to see if somebody's selling a short sword?
Yeah.
And then I want to sell my dagger.
Actually, that is.
Yes.
Then you do have an extra dagger.
It is not.
Guys, I'm gonna try.
Wait, no.
No, you can't throw.
You have 2 cloaks.
Oh,
Oh, it's a hooded cloak. Never mind. Okay.
Do I?
Oh, yeah, you have 2 cloaks. You have a hooded cloak, charcoal gray, and then you have a cloak of dimming.
yeah, you're probably not there.
But yeah, never mind. Let's see.
Stop telling me we have stuff to sell and listen up. Okay.
I was just saying, you didn't have 2 of it. Yeah, that's the only thing you have 2 of. So
Holy cow! That's a lot of silver.
I mean, he can sell things that he doesn't have 2 of if it's something he doesn't need. He doesn't think he'll need.
Don't I
That's his
really-
thing.
I really don't need 2 daggers.
One's throwing, one's not. I didn't see that until now.
Yeah, so there are throwing daggers and regular. You can throw a regular dagger, but there are daggers that are made specifically for throwing.
I didn't see that at first. I said use 2 daggers.
I don't think.
So I gave you that.
Okay, so you're selling a dagger? So you...
Can I sell it?
Yes.
Why do you
Say that.
We've got there's still copper tubing that I've had forever.
Can I have the
Oh,
copper
man, the
tubing?
garden, I think.
Yeah.
Can I have the copper tubing?
I'm cleaning up the gardening. Oh, I'm gonna see if somebody wants to buy that. See
Okay.
who would be a benefit.
Copper
to buy.
tubing you could sell for 10 copper here.
Oh, that's fine.
Oh, there's
And then
another thing
the
that I
dagger.
forgot I had
Can I
to
have the
actually
copper
have.
tubing? I'm pretty sure I can make a weapon out of that. Can I make a weapon out of copper?
Doesn't look like it'd be very good for a weapon because it's copper and bendable and
Oh, I
it's
also
a
have
tubing,
these.
so you could breathe underwater with it, for example.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yes, yeah.
I also have
1
this.
gold for the dagger. If you want.
Yeah, we're just kind of trading now and selling extra resources because we have a bunch of.
Well, and you
I
might get
also
more.
have this wooden training sword that I've been carrying with me that I
Yep.
don't need.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That I found in the garden.
Yeah.
I'd like to sell that too.
So sell for 6 copper if you want to sell it. You got a gold in the dagger and 6 copper.
I'll probably keep the
Okay, I'll
copper
take
tubing
that.
for now. That might come.
Wait, how much?
No more
How much
dagger?
silver do I have now?
I think I might keep
I'll be
it.
okay, love. This is for you.
Oh, I think I might keep the copper tubing because it might come in handy.
Well, it could be times.
Thank you.
Somebody.
Check it. Let's
Why have an extra dagger?
Is there no more like of the? Or,
Anyways, continuing,
or
I'm trying to
office?
find a short sword at some point.
Okay, yep. So, let's see. If there's even one available.
Yeah, and in the meantime, trying to sell extra. Yeah.
Can I sell my throwing dagger?
There is not a short sword for sale.
Okay.
Can I sell my throwing dagger?
Oh, I
sell
also
my
have
throwing
that.
You
dagger.
can try to
Random
sell anything that
diary
you
that I
want, but
found.
once you sell it, you don't have it.
I'm gonna try to
If
sell
you
my
want to
throwing
use it,
dagger.
you
I'm gonna
can.
try to sell it. Sell my throwing dagger.
Alright, so throwing daggers. You just have one.
It's only one.
Oh, I have a blanket. That could come in handy later. If I remember that.
Alright, I only have one crossbow now.
Oh, I also have this drop sleep potion. 30 uses of a drop sleep potion.
12 silver.
For a dagger?
Yep.
I want to see if somebody's selling arrows or trading arrows.
Okay.
I'm almost out of those.
Do we see anything that sparks our interest that might spark our interest?
I can roll.
If you don't want to miss any of the story, Low Moon Origins, Uprising, or Outsiders, like and follow our podcast. Please share it with friends.
This is kind of cool. Because
I gave
we're gonna,
everybody a bendy pencil in the Palace Papers.
I am
And
also
we have
staying away
that.
from big crowds.
Rather has
Like, I don't want to be in the middle of a bunch of
It's a
people.
good figure if you start getting blood, and then as soon as he tells you to do something, there's no pencil, no pencil. Nope, you just bring the pencil.
Yes, sir.
Wait, I thought you said 12 copper.
I said 12 silver.
I heard 12, not 12, I heard 12 copper. But, hey, I got a lot of silver now.
Okay.
I got a poison chip
You're
dagger.
looking to buy arrows, you said?
Yeah, or crossbow bolts, actually.
Can I buy some
I'm sorry.
crossbow bullets too? Because Jason Caleb said I'm running low.
No.
You said you were running.
Going into
I'm
the wilderness,
I'm
you
running
might
low.
actually.
Oh,
we
I
got
thought,
2 crossbow bolts left.
You definitely do not want to go into the wilderness. Once you
Yeah,
go.
when I get home, I'm
Hey,
looking
you got
at some
one
character
crossbow
sheet
bolts.
templates.
oh yeah, I'm good. It's so good.
Okay. First of all,
Wait, how
do they
much?
have crossbows?
6.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
How many? Oh, can I sell my extra blanket? There's 2 on there. There's one here and there's one here.
Going into the mountains, you might want it.
Okay.
Okay. There are 15 crossbow bolts total for sale.
But I'm going to change it to the number 2 in front of the blanket instead of one here and one here.
And you can buy them. If you want to buy all 15, it would be. Oh, here it is.
Wait, how much does a normal crossbow
Wait.
quiver hold?
Can I change?
Okay.
Can I deposit this all for? Oh, this is 20 silver.
And you can get gold, yes. Okay, so
Yeah, I'll try to see. How much is it for all?
15 would be 15 silver. They're 1 silver piece per bolt.
Alright,
per
so
quarrel.
100%. This is 20 silver. I counted it on myself.
Yay! But what if someone asks for silver? Oh, you have some
Here.
silver left.
I'll buy 10.
Because I never trade out unless I have silver left.
Okay.
Yeah.
10 quarrels. Crossbow bolts.
Alright, thank you.
5,
Doesn't it? No.
2,
This is good because I only hit 2 and I don't want to go in the mountains with many. Or just 2. That's probably not a good idea.
I don't have
No,
throwing
okay.
dagger anymore. I
And I'm
sold
wearing
it.
sandals, so I'm gonna go see if somebody's selling boots.
Yeah, you can get boots.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You still don't have your
Okay.
boots from the fight.
I have an
The
extra
leather
pair.
worker has boots.
I have an
that will fit
extra
you.
pair of boots, but they're not his size. They're an extra pair of boots for me.
I'm sure.
So
I would keep that because Dan's gonna start
Boots?
carrying that shit right now.
So there's high hard boots that go like up here, and they're hard leather that protect your feet, good for good armor. There's high soft boots, which are kind of like the soft leather, and they fall over when you take them off, that kind of thing.
Okay.
Or there's low hard boots, so they go down here and they're hard. Or low soft boots, and they're soft. And they have all of them. And the price runs between 8 silver and 2 gold.
How much for the soft low boots?
Low soft is 8 silver.
You have a lot of
That's the
silver to
cheapest way to
spare.
go.
What about the high hard boots?
High hard is the most expensive. They're 2 gold.
I'll buy that.
They are much more effective in protecting your feet. Good for riding, good for use of armor.
Can he give change?
Within reason.
Oh.
What do you need?
Never mind. I'm just gonna see it. How much about the low hard boots, actually?
Low hard are 1 gold.
I'll buy that too.
Got a backup pair. That's a good idea. Put them on your 50 sheets. So don't forget you have them.
I don't like using the backup.
have it. I'm not gonna use
You
it.
didn't say you didn't want it. You said you didn't want to use it right now. Okay, are we good? Anything else you need? Everybody got
Wait.
underwear?
I bought high,
High, hard,
low,
and low.
soft.
I got 2 blankets and 2 cloaks, which would hopefully be helpful in the mountain.
I got.
Okay.
It doesn't say I have a blanket on here, but I'm
So
very
you
sad.
have extra clothes. You have rations.
I don't have a blanket. No.
I have no rations.
Rations are expensive. Iron rations are very expensive. The fresh stuff isn't as bad.
Oh no, I do have rations.
I
don't have
only
anything
used
that's
So I
2.
think they gave you rations when you left the palace.
Yeah,
if I know
and I
correctly.
only used 2 of mine because I shared some.
They're soft.
Okay, so then we're good. Alright, and then the horses are saddled, and you're out front of the inn at just about the
I
right
still got a
time,
decent amount of money.
and the 3 of them come out. So, the merchant, even though he's older, he looks thin and healthy, and he's wearing light leather armor, light in heaviness. I mean, it's not heavy leather armor, but it is dark colored. The warrior, warrior wears a long sword, has a shield on his back. He has a war horse, and it seems a little bit more grizzled than the others. Got some scars on it, that kind of thing. And then the lady, it kind of looks like a lady. She's wearing a blue gown that goes all the way to her ankles, and her hair is neatly parted down the center and then falls around her shoulders. She does have a mace, so it does look like she could fight. She does not wear armor. She smiles at you brightly as the 3 of you edge over next to them. She says, "Prompt, I see." Garen, the warrior, says, "I'd hope so. Serious business."
Yeah. I restocked with stuff that I need.
She looks at him out of the corner of her eye. She says, "Are you somehow implying that you don't think they're up to it? I'm sure they are much more experienced than appearances may give."
I'm not.
That's us.
Did you say, "I'm not"? Is that what you said? Okay.
Did you say that now?
She says, she looks at you.
You're definitely experienced.
She looks directly at Mikkel, right? She looks at Mikkel and she says, "If there's trouble, stick with me.
Okay.
You and I'll be safety buddies.
Yeah, shoot your crossbow. You're really good at that.
And if we get into trouble,
Okay.
I'll take you and we'll go down their throat."
Crossbows are my thing. Okay. Don't judge me.
The merchant says, "Skip the bravado, Vex.
Hey, Grandpa.
A man ain't ready to fight ain't much of a man."
I'm
Vel
positioned.
rolls his eyes and says, "Whatever you say."
I positioned my longsword on my horse so I could draw it off my horse.
Okay.
So I carried my longsword with me.
Okay.
Longsword and I have a short sword. My axe.
Alright.
It's a
Excuse
fine.
my interruptance, but I also believe that a man who worries about what may happen is not much of a man either.
Oh.
Elowen raises her eyebrows and looks at him and says, "She's got you there."
So that's +0, +2. What's the +2 in there?
+2 damage.
Okay.
So it's not +2.
I'm gonna
it's
mark
just-
that down.
Okay.
I have my moves.
Alright. So, Vex wheels his horse and moves to ride out of town.
Alright, I get on my horse.
Vel reins his horse over, and not quite as fast, so that the warrior's getting a bit of a lead. He starts in that direction too, and then she pulls her horse in after. Okay, so all three of you are going then. Dan already said he's going. So all riding together out of town, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Should we have one person in the front and one person in the back? One fighter, one in the front, one in the
Assume you're
back?
asking the warrior. Okay. Won't matter much now. Once we get outside town, maybe 5 miles or so, we're gonna stop and look at the maps
Okay.
so you guys can know where we're going.
Alright.
Right now, just keep your head on. Let's see if there's any trouble. But I'm not expecting anything. Bright of day, long sight lines. If anyone's coming, we'll see them a long time before they get to us.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Elowin basically rides her horse right next to Selena. She's human, but she's pretty. Long flowing blonde hair, kind of silverish in tone. She definitely carries herself more like a noblewoman than a healer, cleric, warrior, adventurer type. She does ride normally. She's not riding side saddle or anything. She says, I had dreams of this place that we're going last night.
Did you?
I did. I think it's been corrupted by some lingering spiritual wound. Something that happened there before. It's a grove. That kind of thing interests you, doesn't it? You're, what, a druid?
I am. I have had dreams about places I have gone before also, and one of them led me to a very good place.
I suppose they go both ways, but this was definitely dark. Not only did it forebode corruption, but on top of that, I think it may have been an ill omen for one of us. I hope I haven't asked you to bite off more than you can chew.
Nah. Happens sometimes, but it just makes me stronger.
Garen can really fight. He's strong, fast with a sword. Plus, he can really take a hit. What about your friend Dan?
I'd say he's a good fighter. And there have been times I have wished he was there and times that I have wished he was not there. I can't tell you that.
Yeah, my relationship with Garen is kind of like that too.
Oh no.
Well, if we prove to be able, then we should profit pretty heartily from a couple days' work.
I can also say that me and Dan are quite underestimated very often.
No.
Can imagine that. You're both elven, right? So what, 100, 120 years
Yeah.
old?
Somewhere around there.
So you've seen 6 times my lifetime. I'd say that's worth something in and of itself. Have you done any adventuring into wild places before?
Yes. Many, many times. We've been into forests,
Random holes in the ground.
wolves, Dan almost dying from spiders because we decided to go down in a random hole in the castle. Many things. We get ahead of ourselves sometimes, but most of the time it comes out for good.
Wow. Well, I doubt
We've
this will be any worse than most of that.
We've fought off a huge band of ghouls before. I've even saved the princess from...
What?
Any
Check the bottom, see if there's warmth coming out. It doesn't get hot on the top. Then you gotta turn the switch the other way, probably.
No. Sounds alike.
So there's a little dial back there too that controls the temperature. Try turning the dial. It should click when it comes on.
I heard a click.
Okay. As long as that wasn't the click to turn it off.
Oh, I feel now.
I feel it?
I feel now.
Okay, there we go.
I've saved the princess and been saved by the princess.
Huh.
Oh, it's hot. It gets hot.
You have interesting connections. Anyway, what I was about to say is, if possible, not only would I like to retrieve this treasure that's lost there, but also heal the grove if possible. Get rid of whatever that wound is.
I'm sure I could help with that.
Alright. Okay. So, sure enough, about the 5 mile mark, there's a flat rock, a couple of trees, and then an old hollow log, and they rein over there, and then, they place the 2 scraps of the map, on the flat rock, and everyone can dismount, and a couple of people, one of them goes off to go to the bathroom. They're really anywhere to explore other than just around the rock. Anyway, they're going to show you the treasure map.
Nice.
Let's see what that is.
Is there anything wrong with the saddle while I was right?
I mean, you always, whenever you get off, you always have to check it for,
I'll check it.
for like getting loose. Also, you always check the hooves to see if there's any like stone or dirt or anything clumping up in there that could lame the horse.
In that case, I might as well check.
my
Yeah, we always check.
So Val goes over to go to the bathroom, and then when he comes back, they summon you guys to come to the rock and look at it.
I feed Pigeon an apple.
We can zoom in on it, whatever. But basically, you see 3 pieces of the treasure map.
Hey guys, I'm down.
You don't have to see the details right in a second. I'm narrating. Okay.
But I say feed Pigeon an apple, and he's eating it behind us.
They place the 2 pieces down of the treasure map, and then the girl produces a 3rd piece. And you remember that when you talked to them last night, they said they only had the 2 pieces of the treasure map, and she now produces a 3rd piece. And they both look at her quizzically like, "You had that the whole time?" And that's what he says. "You had that the whole time?" She says, "I did."
Ma'am.
He said, "Why didn't you say something before?" She said, "Well, I was waiting until we were committed to go." "Well, at least we have it now." And then the warrior back says, "I'm not sure I like the distrust." And Barchin looks at him. "Listen, by sundown tonight, we'll be in the vicinity of the treasure. By this time tomorrow, we may be wealthy men. Now is not the time to get cold feet." "Oh, I'm not getting cold feet. Anything stands in my way, anything between that treasure and me, I'll kill it."
Oh, jeez.
"Well, that's enough said then."
Yeah. It's a little overkill. Really?
Hey, there's
Not
stop.
for a night.
Yeah.
Okay. So they now place all 3 pieces of the map together, and you can very clearly see on the map where a cave mouth is marked, and then there are some markings that seem to indicate from the cave mouth where to go to get to the treasure. Okay? So by their assessment, do any of you have navigation?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't.
Roll a d20.
Alright.
I don't think.
Check your
No, we're
skills. At some point you have to get familiar with what
I
skills
have
are.
no skills.
Those are your skills. You have disguise, horsemanship,
7.
juggling, anatomy, evasion, and metal crafting. Blades.
I do not.
Okay. So no, you do not have navigation. So what did you roll?
7.
What did you roll?
3.
Okay. So both of you are pretty comfortable with the plot of the course that they've laid out, and you concur that you'll go south past a bend in the trade road, and then from there due south into the mountains. Should see the mouth of the valley slightly southwest, and then you'll just have to figure out how you want to enter. It will be in a section of wild lands, so you want to kind of be discreet. You're not going to want to like ride right down the middle or anything. You're going to want to find a way to go in more discreetly than that.
There's my D20.
The only thing I wanted to do if I got in there, I would just want to barge in. Just barge in.
That's a good way to get yourself killed.
That's all my guy is.
Interested in giving financially to Low Moon and support the campaign? Text LMGIVE, that's LMGIVE, to 419-419-0095.
Well, if it's how your guy is, you shouldn't have to say
That's
it.
not how your guy is. Your guy is not chaotic.
You like me? What's his alignment?
Neutral good.
Yeah, so you're a nice guy. You're not chaotic.
Huh.
Not that you can't be somewhat chaotic at times, but to do so, then you have to be lawful at other times to balance it out.
That's
Because
the reason why
when it comes to chaos and law,
in.
you're down the middle. You're not really chaotic and you're not really lawful.
Not that.
So basically, you do what you want to do when you want to do it, as long as it's good.
But it's gonna get a skill if you run in there.
I mean, he doesn't have to be afraid.
Possibly just you.
Okay.
But you have fear, we know. So.
All right. And so after perusing the map, they separate their 3 pieces back out and put them away. So you know which piece each one of them has, because you saw which one took each piece. You do think that the 2 pieces that they had would probably be enough to get you to the cave mouth, but it does show the other piece shows the back of the valley and whatever, and so it is definitely useful. Okay.
Feed my horse an apple.
All right. And you ride.
I gave
fed the horse
Pigeon
apple.
some
That's fine.
apples.
Yep, that's fine.
Pigeon
I've
was
got
eating an apple the
10
whole time.
apples, so I've got some.
Very
I
happily
fed my
munching.
horse an
And
apple.
when he drops a piece, looking down for it to make sure he knows where it is.
I
Okay.
fed my horse an
All
apple.
right, we're moving along because we're gonna run out of time.
Go.
All right. After a half an hour of uneventful riding, you are riding a poorly maintained road going south. You can see the mountains ahead of you. Pretty much all society is behind you. There are a couple of other villages in this area, but you're not seeing them currently, so they're probably east or west of you. You're heading almost due south on the road. And at about the hour mark, so you've gone probably about 7 or 8 miles, ahead on the road, you see what appears to be a stopped caravan or something. You're seeing it several miles away, so you aren't getting a lot of details. But it is definitely on the road where you are. So you're either going to have to skirt out around it if you want to avoid it, or you're going to ride within earshot.
I'll ride up a little bit farther from the group.
Okay. Vex will join you, and apparently Mikkel. All right.
Selena doesn't move too much. Wait, where is Selena in this group though? Is she like in the back, in the front?
Where do you want to be? You ride wherever you want to be. You're supposed to say, I ride in the front, I ride in the back.
I ride in the middle towards the front.
Okay. So right now the three of them are riding out front, and you're pretty much riding with
The three.
Vel and the healer lady, whose name I keep forgetting. Okay. Anyway, as you ride on down the road toward the caravan, you realize that the caravan is stopped, and you see that it's off the side of the road. There are 6 wagons in total, which you couldn't make that out from that far back. So you're now at about like a mile away. You can see there appear to be 6 wagons. They do not appear to have any animals, so there's nothing to pull the wagons.
I put my hand back.
You also do not see any signs of activity.
I put my hand back to tell the other 3 behind there to at least stop or slow down while us 3 look, because if there's no animals or anything.
Okay.
They
Right.
probably got scared
So-
off by something.
Start looking
She
around.
says, looks like they're going to go on ahead a bit, see what might be there.
By my lookings of this, they probably got. It looks like they got scared away from something.
Ran from something.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
By your lookings? Sorry.
No, I'll start looking around the...
Okay, I'm trying to see if she does not have any missile weapon.
I'm gonna go look around and see if I can find anything.
He's in the
permits in
front.
area.
So the merchants...
You are not a fighter.
You're definitely not a fighter.
You should not be leaving the eyesight of the group.
I
I'm
mean,
thinking
he's
check that.
a rogue and a scout, so they do tend to go off by their own.
That's why I'm doing it.
Well, for now, let's investigate and figure out what happened first.
Fine.
Before we split off and go.
Fine.
Let's be careful. It also, then,
Alright.
if you run into something big while you're scouting, you can definitely get killed.
If I see something
not.
big, I'm running back to the.
He also does not have missile fire. So
You might
Vel,
not see it before he attacks you.
none of them have missile fire. There's no missile fire whatsoever. All 3 of them have
I have
missile fire.
missile fire?
Yep. So you can hang back with your
I
crossbow.
have missile fire too.
You can use that. So I think all 3 of you have missile fire. All 3 of them do not.
No, I thought the lady in waiting had a bow.
Oh yeah, I was talking about the NPCs. Yeah, the lady in waiting has a short bow. Serena has a short bow.
And she's back with them.
Yep. So the 3 ladies are hanging back. Are you with them?
I'm
You all
still
have the 2 guys. Okay. And the merchant's back there too. So basically the merchant is leading in that pack, and then the 3 ladies back on the road. And they're still coming forward, but not real fast. And the 2 of you and Vex are approaching the wagon. As you approach the wagon, Vex draws his long sword and lays it across his lap while still staying on the horse.
I will
Yeah,
draw
same.
my short sword.
Yeah, too.
Okay?
I'll pull out my sling.
He says, I got a funny feeling about this.
Same here. You hang back a little bit in case
Yeah, I'll be back up if you need it.
you need to shoot some missile fire that they can't reach.
Yeah, I'll hang back with my dagger, with my crossbow. I'll rush up if you guys need help.
We'll go look around the caravan. Keep your eyes out though. Don't let anything try to sneak up on you.
I'll be looking around.
Go left, I'll go right.
Alright.
Okay. So he rides around the caravan ring to the right,
I hang back
You
to
go
see
left.
if
and then you're going to basically stay back.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay
Yeah,
back.
so you
If
can
they
see
need me,
both
I'll
sides.
rush in.
So you can see both sides. Okay.
Yeah, I
Yep.
see this one.
You say me?
So do you want to have your
shoot.
crossbow out then instead of your sword? Or
Yeah, I put my sword back and put my crossbow on my lap.
Okay, and then you have a bolt in the crossbow, ready to fire. That's
Yes. I
Right.
have it cocked and everything.
okay. So you go around the
I gotta walk
outside,
and I see.
and you can tell that the wagons are in bad disrepair. They've obviously been sitting out here for a long time, maybe months at least. I think they're weathered. They have kind of silver tops, so they have like white cloth tops to them, and they're shredded, like you can see inside. It also looks like anything of any value has been picked over.
Yeah.
There's old signs of like burnt wood laying on the ground, so it looks like over several times, probably people ransacking the wagons or whatever, that they have burnt up any crates or wood or any loose wood that they could find. Maybe kind of like in campfires and that kind of thing.
Stayed here.
When you get around the backside, you meet him basically on the directly backside. You can see them back there, but it's not real clear.
Wait, do I see anything now?
You see what I'm describing.
Mm-hmm.
A
He would tell
ring
you.
of wagons, the two of them back there.
So I do not see any like bad guys.
He'll tell you.
Alright.
Okay.
I still don't trust
Anyway.
this.
When you look inside to that bigger opening, which you could ride your horses in, basically, you can see what appears to be a number of graves. Like there's little mounds of dirt as if bodies were buried inside the wagons.
Well, that explains what happened here.
Probably got hit by hobgoblins, I guess, although I don't see any signs.
Yeah.
No arrows, nothing.
Maybe we should go check more in the woods.
There's no woods near here.
Or,
Well, if they got hit by hobgoblins
Oh,
and people picked over it, they would probably take all of the arrows.
well, you aren't really
Pretty
there,
good.
so.
What do you guys see?
You didn't hear him say that, but you could just make that comment with the people that you're with if you wanted to. Yeah, there probably won't be much of value in there.
What do you guys see?
Well,
Nothing, Bell says, and he edges his horse to go in the gap to ride in the middle.
I'll follow him.
The ground is smooth, other than the graves.
I'll check the graves to see if they have names on them.
Okay.
Or something on them.
So there's no names, but there are like crosses or like symbols formed out of sticks that stick up out of the ground at their head. There's a necklace or something like beads that's sitting at the base of one of those. But the grass is kind of high there, so you'd have to get down if you want to actually see it. Or
I'll hop down and look at it.
Okay. Vel edges over and grabs the bridle of your horse. So he's got his reins and your bridle in one hand, and then he's got his sword in the other. Okay. So you like pick it up out of the grass with the tip of your sword, or just bend over and get it.
So I don't want to touch
Okay,
it.
make a dex check.
9.
Okay. So yeah, so you kind of whittle it around, push the grass out of the way, get a hold of it, and it looks like a set of prayer beads. It's sturdy, got some grass sticking to it, some mud sticking to it, but otherwise it's probably serviceable. Like it could be cleaned up, and it probably would be worth some money if it was cleaned up.
Oh, I'll grab it.
Okay.
I'll pull out a piece of cloth that I have in my pocket and wipe it down a little bit.
Okay. So as you are standing there and you take it off the tip of your sword and looking at it,
My sword is still.
you feel something brush your foot, and you look down and you see that a skeleton is rising up out of the ground and has grabbed your foot.
Hey, we got skeletons!
Okay.
Oh, jeez.
You will take 1 point of damage.
Do I see?
I'll try to kick it.
You need to test for surprise.
Do I see?
Ah,
You can't see in the caravan from the.
Oh, no.
Because you don't know this way. You can't.
You
see.
don't know. We kind of.
Yep.
Except for he
Inside
just
there.
yelled, so you
You
know.
saw him get
Yeah, I
down
just
off
said
his horse, and then there's nothing stopping him from hearing, so you heard him say, "We've got skeletons." But you haven't seen any skeletons yet.
I'm rushing around so that I can get to a point.
One of
that
the
I can see them.
skeletons comes up out of the ground quickly and grabs Vel's leg on the side of his horse.
Dad, I'm
No.
rushing around the wagon to see if I can cast some kind of spell to stop him.
I'm running
First of all,
with
you need
my
to figure out whether you can even see.
I
the
leave
skeleton.
my
I hold him, so I'm running
Hey,
around.
guys.
Because I hold
Calm
him.
down.
Guys, don't. That's not in character. Okay? Dan's not saying calm down, so you don't say calm down. Okay?
I leave my
Same
sword.
character.
I leave my horse and I rush up with it
Okay.
to go help.
Alright, so you're gonna leave the horse sit there, and then you're gonna run
Yeah,
up.
I kind of tied.
You're just kind of riding around the circle looking for a point of view where you can see, basically, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. So, you both need to make surprise checks, but you are only surprised on a
I
one.
have entangled.
And the
What's
grass
the surprise
here
check?
is knee-high, so it could be useful.
What's the surprise check?
Roll a d6, and if you roll a 1, you're surprised. Basically, your skill is how long you...
No, he's good.
Okay, so you're not
I'm a-
surprised.
If he would have been, if it wasn't that.
You are.
Alright.
Okay.
But I heard him say it, so why am I surprised?
So surprise just means you're not ready to take an offensive action yet. So you're hesitating because you're like, where's skeletons? I don't see any skeletons. Where's the trouble? That kind of thing. Okay. So it'll be, you rolled a 1. Do you have a dex bonus?
I rolled 2.
You rolled 2. Do you have a dex bonus? What is your dex?
15, 51.
So that's a no, not yet. You get first dex bonus at 16. Alright, so you rolled a 2, so you'll be surprised for 2 segments. Selena has a dex bonus. You rolled a 1. What is your dex bonus?
+1. So actually, I'm not surprised.
No, you're still surprised. That makes it a 2, which means you're surprised for 2 segments.
But you said if you roll a 1, you're surprised.
Yes, oh, yeah. On the dice. You roll a 1 on the dice. So, which is what you did. So, the dice roll determines whether or not you are surprised. The bonus determines how much you are surprised. Okay.
I rolled a 2.
And you are not surprised. Alright. Checking for
I'm not surprised at
The
all.
other.
merchant, not surprised. Healer, not surprised. Lady in waiting, not surprised. Okay.
Fair.
So the NPCs are not surprised, except for Vel. Vel and Dan are in trouble because they're both surprised and they're actually in the combat.
Oh yeah, because we were just talking.
So, segment 1.
I do have my sword though, so that's a good thing. I don't have to draw that.
As I switch to my notes, it turns the music off. Okay.
It's a good.
So Elowen rides her horse
I have my sword
counterclockwise, so the opposite direction that Slane is going, and is looking for a time when she can get in to help.
I rush up and get in the caravan.
Vel, who is the merchant, does not go in. He does draw his dagger, but sits on the horse. Okay. And Lady in Waiting drops down next to her horse and notches an arrow. It's on surprise segment 1. Okay, so surprise segment 1 is only 6 seconds long. So what is Mikkel doing?
Rushing in there, trying else.
Okay, so you're gonna try it. So you're on foot, so there is space between the wagons. It would be tough on horse, but you can go easily through on foot. Okay.
That's what I saw. I can see how small those gaps are.
Right. Okay. So
I rush in
roll
there
a
on
dex check.
foot.
So roll a d20 equal to or less than your
Don't
dex.
trip.
20.
Right there.
I did.
I'm not good. Okay. So you're going through. The grass is like tangled up over top of the tongue of the wagon, and when you go step through the grass, your foot hits the tongue of the wagon and it slows you down. It just means that you're inside the circle, but not actually able to help them this round. So you can see that there are a total of 3 skeletons
Oh,
that have
jeez.
come up out of the ground and
Yeah.
surprised them.
One's got my leg.
And one has his leg, and one has Vel's leg, and Vel is falling off the horse. Or Vex. I'm sorry. Vex is falling off the horse. And so then in surprise segment 1, the skeletons attack you. Hit for 5 points.
Slam.
Ow! Skeleton's hurt.
Attack
Like, close with +7 and slam.
Vex.
Down.
And hit. Oh, they're rocking. Oops. 4 points. And then the third skeleton will be even odd. So even it's you, odd it's him. It's you.
Also, Dad, I
And he
do
missed.
have one mystery spell that I don't know what it is.
Oh, she has that in memory.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Also, don't forget you have your amulet that is supposed to be useful versus undead that did the one time.
Well, you don't go into melee combat with the undead right now. At least she's not, right?
Undead? You may not attack me.
Is she?
If I would, if she could.
I thought she was using her sling though. Oh.
No, she was gonna cast a spell. But she's surprised. So, okay, that ends surprise segment 1. Okay, so now we're in surprise segment 2. Okay, so you're still acting.
Do I
So you
roll?
need to roll initiative. No, you're still surprised.
I should-
You're second surprise. You had 1 + 1 is 2. You had 2. Both of you got 2 segments of
Five.
surprise.
Wait, I have a 2 bonus, so that's 7.
For what?
I don't know.
Initiative, yes. Right. So you
7.
rolled a 5, and you got a 2 bonus for
7.
dex, so you got 7. That's correct.
Wow, you're downstairs.
Yeah, he's quick. Okay, so you're going in 7, and they're both surprised. And so actually you're first. There are 3 skeletons, and you go before anybody. So 2 of the skeletons are attacking Dan, and they're mostly up out of the ground.
Oh,
And one of the
jeez.
skeletons is like pummeling and striking with his hands on
Vex.
Vex, who's on the ground. now, so he can
Who
fall.
needs the help the most?
Hard to say. He's got 2 skeletons attacking him. Vex is on the ground on his back with 1 skeleton attacking him. You decide who needs help.
Check out Things Were Different Back Then, the origin story of Lord Victor told from a certain point of view.
You don't really know Vex
Can I
well. You just met him. So if you're trying to
throw a
make
dagger
friends,
at the one that's attacking Vex and then go up to him?
Nope, you sold your throwing dagger. You can't throw.
no, he has a
I can
dagger.
throw an over dagger.
Let me answer the question. Thank you. No other game masters in the room, just me. Okay. So the answer is you can throw a dagger. However, because you're not a warrior, you're a thief. That would be your action for the round. If you throw the dagger, you can't throw the dagger and charge into melee this round. So basically, if you want to do some serious harm, you're going to have to charge it. And they don't know you're coming. They're clearly attacking your friends.
Can I have both of them?
I will let you know that you only have one melee
A
weapon.
surprise segment is only 6 seconds long. You have time.
No. I have a dagger and I have a short sword.
Oh, you do have a short sword. I didn't see that.
Okay.
What did you say?
Anyway, what do you? Come on, 6 seconds. Like we just 2 minutes went by. We haven't played 6 seconds.
I go help.
Okay, you charge up and attack one of the skeletons on Dan. Roll a d20.
I got it.
12.
Okay, that is a hit. Roll a d6 for damage. Any other strength bonus?
6.
No.
4. Okay.
4.
Okay. All right. So it crushes a couple of his ribs where it hits him, but it doesn't look like it severely inhibited him. Like he kind of ignores you.
Punch him in the face.
Okay. All right.
Punching a skeleton with a hurt.
Here we go. This is their surprise segment 2 on Dan. Both missed.
Yay!
On Vex. Also missed. Wow, those are really low rolls.
I said, how much?
Okay, so that ends surprise segment 2. All right, so nobody is surprised, and we go to normal rounds. So everyone can roll initiative now.
Oh, I got a 6.
5.
I rolled good at initiative for once.
I got 3. Yeah, I'm going last. I got 3.
That was your sword strike, by the way. Okay.
Wait.
That was my sword strike.
All right.
Alright.
Okay, so is there any missile fire? So you can possibly sling or spell a missile fire. You're in melee, you're not in missile fire. Ariana, you could possibly sling or you could use a spell in missile
I'm
fire.
gonna use entangle.
Okay. Alright, so
Hopefully more doesn't come out.
you are in range, so you're going to hit the whole area basically where the combat is taking place. Okay. So, greenish energy issues forth from where she is sitting, and then it impacts the ground in amongst you, like where the graves are and stuff. And then the grass comes to life and begins to clutch at the skeletons.
And then I give a pat on Pigeon's neck and tell him good boy because he didn't react to it. Because I'm still on my mule. So I give a pat that tell him good boy.
And he did not react at all when you did the spell. Like, it didn't scare
Because
him.
I don't
Also
want
doesn't
him to
make
get
much-
scared.
It doesn't
So
make much of an effect, but he did not react.
I give him a nice pat for
Yep.
not reacting to any
I'm
of it.
surprised.
Anything.
Alright, then that ends missile fire. Nobody has missile fire. Now we're in melee. So melee 9. Melee.
No, the lady in waiting, she was trying to shoot.
Oh, she's gonna shoot. Okay, I'll wait. She's not gonna shoot. Because you guys are in melee. If she misses, she could hit you.
That's okay.
So,
Alright, so initiative melee hit?
we're in melee 9.
Nope.
8.
Nope.
7.
Nope.
6.
Me.
Hi.
Alright, so you have 2 on you. He has slightly wounded one of them. You're outside the road wagon, still seated on your mule.
I wanna get in there. So I wanna go up.
So you can ride around the backside through the bigger hole if you want to stay on the mule. Or you can jump off the mule and run between the wagons.
I'll jump off and grab my staff.
Okay, so you jump off, staff in hand, and charge forward.
Is there a way?
Hold on. So she's going in 6. So you can
And then I
arrive.
just put staff in one hand, and then I'm holding the other amulet. Like, please do something that could be helpful right now.
Okay, so you can arrive at the skeletons in 2.
Okay.
Now,
How close are the ones, like, how far away am I from Vex?
about 10 feet.
10 feet? Oh. Is he still on the ground?
He's up on one knee now, and he has his sword, and he's getting ready to attack.
If he was on the ground, I would have tried to go over there and get the skeleton off of him.
I mean, you can try, but you have 2 skeletons on you in any case, so are you going to attack one of them?
Yeah.
Alright, roll the hit.
Let's say 16.
So 16's a hit, so it's D8.
Next to D8. Oh.
This one.
I don't think I've used a D8 before.
That's what. Oh, it's short sword. That's right.
Yeah, shoot sword.
Yeah.
5.
Okay, 5 plus bonuses.
+1 because my shorts.
This would be 9.
No, +2. So 0 + 2.
Okay, so that's 2, and then strength of 15 does not give you a bonus yet. You need 16 to get a bonus.
So short.
Alright, so it's 5 plus 2 is 7. Okay, so you swing at him, and it fractures his forearm, and then it comes down and it hits the bones near, like, his hip and his lower rib, but it really doesn't hit nearly as hard as you would have thought. It seems like they're pretty resistant, like the blades are ringing off of them quite a bit.
Oh.
5 with the staff.
What?
Then we go to, that was 6 5s.
Dude, we don't do the multi-attacks, right?
And if you get multi-attacks, which you don't. I'm not high enough level yet. Okay.
I was going to do that with the goblins.
What?
The goblins are hitting multi-attacks per round.
That's because there's one hit those creatures.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Okay.
So basically, in first edition AD&D, when a fighter class fights one hit dice creatures, they get a number of attacks equal to their level.
Oh, okay.
Okay. 1 hit dice or less.
Then multi-attack, what level do I have to do to hit that?
Probably something like 6.
Oh, so I'm close.
Okay. Anyway, so, yeah, sword strikes ringing off the skeleton.
Swords aren't doing anything.
I mean, they are, just not as well as you'd like. Alright? And then we go to
There's no flesh to cut.
Vex.
It's just the solid part.
Vex misses with his longsword. He's 3 for 2, but I guess 1 this round. Okay. And the healer, whose name I cannot remember. I have to memorize it between sessions. Anyway, right, she has ridden around to the open hole in the back, and she is now edging in. And so she'll arrive at the skeletons at the very end of the round. However, that brings us to skeletons next. 2 on Dan. 1 hit.
Ow!
What was your initiative?
Almost 3. We're not there yet.
We're on 4.
Yeah, they're in 4. So they go right before you. Right, so no one. The one skeleton that you hit, it's turning around and is going to attack him instead.
Oh, come on!
One hit you, and the other one missed you.
Yes!
You were going to do this.
You take 6.
I am down 12 already.
And 1 on Vex. Missed.
I am down 12 already.
Okay.
You guys are hard.
Then that brings us to you.
Yep.
Okay, short sword. Roll the hit. Roll
Okay.
the hit. You're attacking the same one, the one that's attacking you.
Yes.
Yep.
People
That's
put
right.
them in defense.
No, I actually kind of want to, like, try to dive to one that's
There's,
attacking Vex.
I mean, they're both right there.
you are too far from that.
You can leave the one that you're fighting, but if you do, he gets a free attack against you.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep
Nice.
attacking. Alright.
11.
That is a miss.
Yeah, and I'm the living of the skeleton
So
side.
it's everything
Face to
11
face.
up. So it's 11 up.
So you're face to face with him now. Before you got a bonus because you were coming from behind. Now you're not. So it's a little harder to hit now. Okay. All right, and then that brings us to Selena. Right. So you enter the fray. You charge across the wagons toward the graves, and you have your staff in hand, prepared to bust the skeleton, and then you're hoping for the amulet to do something. The amulet does not immediately do something. Are you going to go ahead and hit with your staff then?
Yes.
Okay, roll the hit.
Wait, which
Are
one?
you attacking? Which one are you attacking?
D20, right?
Which one are you attacking? And yes, it's always the D20.
The one on Vex.
Okay, so you're going to help the fighter. All right.
D20.
Yep, D20. Nice. So you will get +2 to hit for flanking.
17.
17. Nice. That's a hit. Roll a D6.
Nice, Sarah.
5.
Okay, any bonuses?
The staff that I have has a bonus, I think.
I think it's the stuff that I gave you from the retreat.
Yeah, so that has a +1 bonus when I hit.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that would be 6 points. She doesn't have a strength bonus, right?
No, I don't think so.
Alright. He has not hit the skeleton yet. Okay, so like it crushes the whole right side of the skeleton's rib cage, knocks out like 8 ribs, and the skeleton does sag over. It's still moving, but it was a very strong hit. But,
Sorry.
Apparently the staff is more effective than a sword.
yeah,
Apparently.
it appears as if blunt weapons are better.
Hey, that's gonna be one girl. That healer girl, she's got a magus.
Yeah, she's coming.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I have a hammer, but it's not drawn.
I have a mace. Let me see if I have a staff story here.
I got an extra staff if someone wanted to take it.
This will work.
I have a staff too, so.
You'd have to go get it.
That's metal.
And you don't really have a chance to do that at the moment.
For where?
She bought a staff and then I gave her.
Not gonna last long anyway. Now that you guys are ganging up on him, you'll kill him quickly.
I crashed a few
Wow.
bones on one.
Dan gets grabbed on the leg, says, "We got skeleton," and everybody's there.
Yep.
Hey, I'm not
Within
leaving.
parties work.
12 seconds,
Okay,
everybody gets it.
end of the round.
I'm not
The
leaving.
healer
my
chick
friends
shows up and attempts to hit with her mace. And she missed.
behind. No.
Natural one. Okay? And, did I miss anybody?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
Well, what about the lady in waiting? Or
I
she's
did.
not shooting?
No, she's not shooting. She's not shooting. The merchant's not doing anything.
Come on,
The healer
merchant.
came in this
Way to help.
with a mace.
So why isn't the healer doing anything, guys? Or the merchant?
He doesn't seem like he's really a combatant. His only weapon is a dagger. So, he's a merchant.
Self-defense.
So, okay. He seems like the money man. Alright, initiative.
Yeah! Initiative!
3!
4!
Oh, 4!
I got 4.
What did I get? I rolled a 1!
I got 4.
Those means didn't have 4.
I rolled a 1!
You got
Any
3.
missile fire.
I have a +1.
Any missile fire.
Did you land on 2?
Ariana, any missile fire. The only thing you'd be able to do would be a spell.
Can I do electric shield to, like, fling him away?
Yeah.
Go.
And it doesn't really fling him away, it blocks him and does a little damage. That's what it does.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. So you kind of have to get him facing you, so you kind of have to step up next to one of the either, or you're helping the warriors. You have to step up next to him, wedge in. All right. So you step sideways, and she raises her hand, and sparks fly through the air in front of her
First
and make
spell
like
that I ever casted.
web pattern.
As a druid.
And the skeleton's arm impacts the sparks, and then you hear like a psh, psh, and you see like several of the bones of the skeletons like explode, small explosions, and then the skeleton flaps to the ground. Okay,
Sparkle!
and Vex immediately stands up on both feet and says, "Well done!" And he charges over toward the other two. Okay, so we're now in melee 9. 8, 7, 6, 5. Okay. One of the the skeleton that's on Dan attacks in 5.
Yeah.
She'll parry, I assume.
Yeah.
Missed. Okay. Let's see.
Hard to 12.
Okay.
I hit him with a shield.
That was a 6. 5, actually, right? Any other 5.
Love
Okay,
it.
the healer chick goes in 5. She's gonna try to hit the one that's attacking Mikkel.
No, yeah.
Another natural 1. She's cranking.
No, yay.
Okay. Then we go to, that was in 5. 4s. You're in 4?
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Me and I are both before.
Okay. So you can both roll the hit. Okay, so you'll actually have to go in 3 because you have to move over because you were on the one on Vex.
Okay.
I'm
You can
attacking
go ahead and roll
the
anyway.
one I've been
Go ahead and
attacking.
roll. Okay, if he hits in 4, he missed. Alright?
Dang!
Which one are you doing?
I was gonna smash
Where's the
him
hit?
with like the pommel of my smash him with the pommel of my sword.
He's not in good.
Yeah, I think so.
Yes,
You took
you
none.
Okay.
I took nothing even, literally.
2.
Why you surprised me?
Okay,
Grabs
so it
my
crushes one of the bones of its upper leg, but it seems to pretty much ignore it. It broke right through the bone, but it didn't slow the skeleton
That
down.
would be painful if it had nerves.
Yeah. Okay.
I tried to punch him in the
Alright, the other skeleton attacks you.
No!
I can say whatever I
Miss.
want because I don't have eardrums. You
Okay.
suck.
Vex attacks the skeleton on you.
Yes!
Missed. That's the third natural one I roll for the NPCs.
Can I, like,
Okay.
Hit the skeleton with a shield.
We're in 3 right now. You don't have a shield bash style. You use your shield for defense.
Dang. Because I not really do as much.
Alright, now we go to 2.
On the barrel.
Yeah.
Then 1.
Yay!
Okay.
Yay!
Alright, so,
Attacking.
there's still 1 on you and 1 on him.
No. Oh, no.
I missed.
Go.
That one.
Oh, that's definitely a miss. Okay. Alright. And at the very end of the round, okay, the medallion that Selena is wearing flashes with a green bright light and both skeletons turn to dust.
Holy cow.
Hey, I wanted to
You
kill
lit
it.
up the inside of all the wagons. It was so bright. And combat is over.
And so you're just standing there.
Well, that hurt. Get moving again. I don't want to stand here anymore.
Yeah, I want to go.
I'm gonna go find those prayer beads.
I think we should bury the skeletons and I'll say some words over them. Maybe that'll stop this from happening again.
Sure.
Well, those ones turn to dust, so.
Yeah,
I-
true. Not really much
I
good.
whistle for a
They'll
pigeon.
just blow away in the wind. Does he do that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
We've done that before.
He comes up as far as where the space is between the wagons, and then he's like trying to find a way through, but he's not finding it.
I walk out to him, and then I give him an apple
gonna find
because he
those prayer
deserves it.
Okay.
Good boy,
I should have
pigeon.
not touched those prayer
It
beads.
needs to be cleaned up, but you have a set of prayer beads. Also, I can find my spot here. Alright, here it is, right here. After searching the area, you find a slightly rusted dagger that's in the high grass by the skeleton. Also, the entangle stopped when there was no opponents left.
Why find anything?
And then there's a small burlap bag with coins in it.
Oh, let's.
We're splitting that.
Split it evenly.
Yeah.
Between everybody? Oh, what are there, 7 of you?
No, just us 3.
No.
I don't know. I'll slow it
I'm
down.
pretty sure that's not going to go over well.
Here's everybody.
Everybody.
The merchant guy didn't really do anything.
Merchant
He was
doesn't
like,
deserve
I split
anything.
evenly with the guys who actually fought.
Hey, we're trying to make friends, not enemies. Or frenemies.
But I will grab that
Friends.
the slightly rusted dagger.
Yeah, they'll let you have it if you want
I'll take it.
I want it.
Clean it up, it'll sell for...
I could fix that.
That's true, he's actually a...
I'll let you fix that later. Or not now.
Okay.
I
You
kind of
can't.
put it.
No, I still have it.
Yay, more gold.
Okay.
Ow! I spent 2 gold and earned 3 back today. So technically I shouldn't have.
It's 3 or 4.
I don't want gold.
No, I'm just saying, equivalent today, the gold that I spent, I earned 3. So I had 3 extra gold.
Okay.
Hey, my
Um,
boots?
Alright, so we're running out of time, but you start riding again after dealing with it. You save for a minute just so you can do kind of like a right over top of them, the one that remains.
I didn't take any damage, surprisingly.
Those stupid skeletons did 12 damage.
You
So
continue
yes.
southward. Yeah, she can do healing on you.
Serena's heart is racing.
She was
She is
successful.
so confused about that.
You get 5
If
points.
I get struck by lightning, I'm fine.
5 points back.
I'm like, I knew that thing is supposed to do something, but that
This is the second time that it did. The other time it turned the ghouls away. This time it destroyed the skeletons.
It's just, I wonder what it does to zombies.
Zombies tend to be a little bit more powerful than skeletons, but less
Burn
powerful
them
than
in the-
ghouls.
make
So
them
that's the question. Is
It just sets them on fire.
Okay. Anyway, here's what happens. You continue on that road without event for another several hours. So it's probably about 2-3 o'clock in the afternoon. You did stop for lunch. Okay. So you've got about 4 or 5 hours of daylight left, and you're now approaching the mountains.
Is there
The road
anywhere
turns-
I can, like, set up somewhere to fix this dagger?
No.
You're traveling now.
You do that when you back.
Anyway, the road turns westward, but at the bend, you continue south toward the mountains. As prescribed by the map and navigation, about an hour after that, you spot the mouth of the valley to the southwest. So you correct your course and head generally toward it.
Yay, it's almost there.
No more bed.
Hopefully.
knock on wood, Dan.
So Vex strongly suggests staying toward the eastern edge of the valley and picking your way through the tree line instead of going down the middle where you'd be easily spotted.
Yeah,
by
I agree with them.
Okay. So unless anyone objects.
Yeah,
All right.
I agree.
Then, at about another hour, so it's probably about an hour and a half before sunset, or maybe 2.5 hours before dark. Okay. Alongside the mountain, halfway back in the valley, according to navigation, anyway.
We see a variety of them.
They had to take a break and pull the map out because they weren't picturing where the thing was exactly. But using the combined map, especially including the piece that the healer provided, they were able to locate a door that is sunken into the stone at the base of the mountain. They also saw some clues on the map that seemed to indicate that there may be a locking mechanism, and there were some clues on the map that would help you figure out possibly how to open it.
So a puzzle.
Yeah, like a puzzle. And so we're at the sunken stone door, having access to the clues from the map. Both Vel and Mikkel stare intently at the clues and the puzzle on the door in an attempt to try to open it. And that is where we'll stop.
Just like,
We're ending here.
Yep.
And I'm not going to talk about the fact that the
Dang,
amulet is going to skeletons.
it's not really a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it's definitely. It's an eventuality. Something's happening, but it's not. Okay. Congratulations. You made money. You sold stuff, some of you. And you killed skeletons, so you made a little experience. Nobody got seriously injured. And you found your way.
You're not seriously injured.
12 points of damage is nothing to a cavalier.
Fine.
You still
Exactly.
have the hit points of a third level fighter.
Yeah. No, I have 30 seconds.
I took
At 38
absolutely nothing. I took absolutely no hit points.
That's good.
Right now, I'm at
Almost
As a
all of
rogue,
them missed.
that's what you want. So rogues use sneaking, hiding, attacking from behind, that kind of thing, to avoid getting hit. Once you start getting hit, you go down fast.
I didn't get it.
Right?
And
So
that's
they were doing a
good.
D6. So every time they hit you, they're going to do 1 to 6 points of damage. You have 12. If they roll maximum twice, you're unconscious.
No, my max.
Oh. So the third time they're going to have somewhere between 3 and 18, which very well. You could
Oh
get.
no!
But at the same time, a rogue does make a decent backup fighter when the fighters are in trouble.
That's
Charging in to help is
exactly
good.
why I stayed back.
Yep. Good time.
And also because he suggested.
Turn this off.
Stay tuned for more Lomunian adventures.